probably you want to stand around over this way so you're in the shade. And okay, so these are some systems. I'll show you how these actually are put together. There we go. Okay, so what these are, is anybody here into like natural eating, health and wellness, that kind of stuff? Okay.
Sometimes.
So, okay. If you are, you know that the enemy to the human body is refined sugar. High fructose corn syrup, all that stuff. Did you know there's something there's a plant that's 30 times sweeter than sugar? And it is called stevia. Has anybody heard of stevia?
Yes.
Has anybody ever seen the plant stevia?
Yes.
Okay, it's right here. If anybody wants, grab a leaf and chew on it, and man, it is like sweet. I put it in my green drinks. This is how I sweeten my green drinks every morning. Just it's amazing. So if you're into health and wellness, this is the thing. So this is something called a garden tower, and it's a little vertical tower. I just bought it online. You can plant it. You water it here, water it here, and I just planted some more kale down here. What's a really great thing, a great concept, is a little composter thing. You put some earthworms in there, and you can put leaves as they start growing. It's just a chamber. Yeah. Now.
You also water it through there?
What's that?
You also water
No,
it? Oh.
there's just earthworms in here, and then that scared you. This is an improvement of the original system. This was the original one over here. Now this one doesn't turn or anything. It's just kind of more of an archaic thing. Well, I thought, you know, when you put water in here, it falls down and you don't reclaim it. Just like right here, you really don't reclaim it. And I thought, I could do better than this. So I actually bought another one of these. I tore the guts out of it, and I found a big container. That's this water container right here. And let me move this chair over here. Okay. So I tore the guts out of this one. I found this big container. I put it up, elevated it up on bricks. I put a pump underneath there. And this is what you call aeroponic gardening. I actually have a pump that's right here, and it's pushing water through there. And the sweet spot is 15 minutes. It goes 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. These little balls right here, I got them at a hydroponic shop. They're called Hydroton balls. They're baked clay balls. That's all they are. They're like little marbles. So they're a natural organic product. Check out that leaf. Just from seed. It's amazing. So, and then I noticed that the mosquitoes try to lay eggs in there. So I got a few guppy little gambusias, those mosquito fish. No more problems. I'm really impressed with this one. This is called a aeroponic mobile garden. And what this is, this has a little chamber down here. It holds 10 gallons of water. And then it has a little pump. That's what that black cord is. And that pump actually pushes water up to these chambers up here. And then it just comes down. Let me show you here. Whoa! That's called rock wool. It's spun volcanic ash. So it's a great little system. And this is called aeroponic gardening. And so it's just air and water. In fact, I'm going to prune the root there a little bit. Kind of spurt on, actually make it grow a little bit.
I'm sorry, which one's the volcanic ash?
This right here, this thing right here is called spun volcanic ash.
Spun volcanic ash?
Spun volcanic ash.
Does that mean you put the initial seed in it?
Yeah, I put the initial seed in it. Actually, it's right in back of you. Yeah, it's right there. And so what happens is this is kale, this is lettuce, this is arugula. It's actually going to seed. It's amazing how that does that. Now over here, I think that one of the best systems around are these things here. They're vertical gardens. And these have a big throat. See those other little ones there? I kind of wonder because roots will get really big, especially tomato plants. They just get massive. And so that doesn't have a real big throat, so I'm kind of seeing how that's working out. But I'm really impressed with these right here. These are called vertical gardens also. These are aeroponic gardens. And you can see this lettuce is big, it's beautiful. Let me show you one of the, work it out here. Here we go. Wow. Yeah. Kind of amazing, huh? Okay, so do a little root pruning there.
Is it better to do that? Like, does it just get all congested otherwise, or suck up the pruning part of it?
Yeah, it'll get because they'll keep growing and growing and growing. So so you don't have to, because I mean at this point they're ready to eat.
I smell it.
Yeah, isn't that great? So yeah, the arugula is something else. So okay, so
yeah,
but basically,
how to taste is arugula, because if you've eaten arugula from the store or in a restaurant, it's not even the same animal as fresh.
Not even close. Now we put water in here in this chamber, and there's a pump in there, pushes water up to the top, and then it just billows down and it hits all these root systems.
So
Simple
I'm trying
as
to
that.
figure this out. So you got one of these, and then you put something in the middle.
Yeah, I put a pump down here, so that pump is actually pushing water into right here.
Okay.
So for 15 minutes, and then for 15 minutes on, 15 minutes
Now
on.
I'm seeing those. Some of the ones on the side seem to be struggling.
No, they're not struggling. They were in my belly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I just replanted them yesterday, and it's gonna be a whole different thing. So now you know what? Think about it this way. There's antioxidants. There are, next time you go to a farmer's market, I'll tell you the problem with organic produce. And people are like, huh? Did he just say that? Wait a minute, it's sacred, you know. Okay, the problem with organic produce, next time you go to a farmer's market, ask them, how was your drive today? Oh, it was only 4 hours, not bad. 4 hours coming, 4 hours going. Hundreds, if not thousands of farmers for farmers markets every single day. That's a lot of carbon footprint that we're producing. If you can grow your own in your backyard, you're reducing the carbon footprint. And plus, I just picked this. How many nutrients do you think are still on this compared to 2 weeks from now? As soon as you pick it, it starts to say, okay, I need to go back to the earth, I need to go back to the ground, and it starts losing the nutrients. So if you can pick it and eat it, you know, the same day, you're getting the 100% of the vitamins and minerals and the nutrients. So, you know, I have so much here. I think I think I have some plastic bags. That's what I was going to do. I was going to get some plastic bags and send everybody home with some stuff today. Okay, but let me not before I show you.
Oh, just what about like nutrients in terms of like the water doesn't have enough to really give those plants enough?
I found I found some really good nutrients. I'll give you a website that I found. These are this is a combination. It's called A and B. I can get you the information on this later on where to get these. But I really like this. The reason I like that particular one is if you go to a hydroponic shop and you ask them, okay, I want to do tomatoes in this type of system, they'll tell you, okay, well, here's a certain type of fertilizer, because you're trying to grow fruit. You don't care about the green, you just care about the fruit.
Right.
If you're trying to go chard or lettuce, you don't want it to go to seed. I mean, you look at this arugula right here, it's already starting to go to seed. It's like, man, I need to pick this like now. You know, you don't want it to go to seed, you want the leaves. So it's a different type of fertilizer that produces this fruit versus leaf.
Right.
So with that particular one, it's one size fits all.
And then the other question is, I see some roots that are going down into the water here. Do those roots, like, they always tell you, like, that roots submerged in water is like they get some fungus or bacteria, I don't know.
Nah.
If roots get too wet, that's bad. Like, you know, in the world of advice for...
Well, if they get a fungus,
or a
then
standing...
the plant just dies,
well,
not you.
Yeah. They'll get there's pathogens that'll happen. It'll kill the plant. But as long as
You never have problems with, like...
No.
Roots?
No. If you get some weird stuff, like out in the wild, but I think we have pretty clean water.
Let's say you had potting container with no holes. And you filled it with water. And it's just sitting in sopping wet water.
The difference is that this is running water. And so yeah, same thing like with a fish pond. If you have a fish pond, let's say koi, for example, my koi pond right here. If I turn the pump off within 6 hours, all my fish would be dead because they wouldn't get oxygenated. And so that's what all these, even this, you can hear that, water falling, it's getting oxygen. So that, it's called oxygenation of water. So when water gets stagnant,
right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's what I wonder about those particular roots, like that's kind of in stagnant water, is that?
No, actually, because right here, if you see this water, okay, all that is moving, it's constantly moving, so that's oxygenated. Yeah.
That's
so this is so this is oxygenated water too. Now if I didn't have that pump on and just left it there for a week, it would stink. Something really bad. That's because it would be the bacteria in the water. Yeah.
So all of these are electrical, is that right?
Right.
Do you have a backup in case your electricity goes out?
Well, I was going to show you this. Let's check out my solar. Okay, you can stay over there. I'll stay here in the sun. Okay, so this is what I was going to show you. This is basically, from everything you see over there, you can see that it's basically a container filled with water, and then I put these little. Now you don't have to have like the vertical gardens don't have these hydrotons. You can get these at any Google hydroponic shop, or you can even order them online. The thing is that you don't have to use this. You can use, you can have bricks here instead if you want. I mean, if you want to have bricks, be pretty heavy though. But you could actually have bricks. Okay, you could actually have bricks, and the reason I like the spun volcanic ash. This is how they look. Oh, thank you. This is how they look. They're called starter plugs. It's spun volcanic ash, and it's an organic product. I wrote an article not that long ago about this, but basically it's an organic product. And what I do is, because I'm cheap, I actually buy the bigger cubes, and I actually cut them up, because every time, if you buy them smaller, you're going to have to pay for it. So for somebody to make them smaller. So I go like that, and then let me grab my seed here. Okay, so what happens is, if I have them on a system like the aeroponic systems or the aquaponic systems, I'll actually put them just, because those already have baskets. But if you have, like right here, this is just an empty container. I just have airspace here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this like that, like so. And I'm going to put this like so. Just so these are kale seeds.
Okay.
And I'm going to put these like this.
Oh, so those balls are just an organic seed holder? Like
Yeah, this is just a holder. Exactly.
Anything. You put marbles in it.
Oh yeah, you can put marbles in there. Yeah. I mean, anything just to hold it. Even soil. Think about soil. Soil is a mechanical way to hold seed in the ground. That's all it is. It's not a, there's a soil biology and so on, but you don't have to have soil to grow things. I mean, this is living proof of it. You don't have to have soil. This is called soilless gardening. And then because it gets so much oxygen that it gets so much oxygen that it grows 2 to 3 times faster. So, but see, all I need to do is put the nutrients in here, and then this just gets water. Now, here's an interesting thing. This is a solar. I have a solar pump in here. Notice that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you need a lot of panels. That's
No,
just fine.
this is tiny. Yeah. You know what? This pump.
Wow.
Got it at Harbor Freight. Yeah, Harbor Freight. It was like $20.
Okay.
Yeah. Harbor Freight, $20. Yeah.
So what do you do in the evening then
what they
when
look
there's no sunlight for that particular one?
Well, here's the thing. Because this is an experimental thing, the solar with me. Well, actually, all my ones are on solar because I have solar panels on my roof. But I'm going to experiment with this and see if I leave it on during the day, and then at nighttime when the sun goes down, it's already been pretty wet. I'm going to see how long it's going to last in the at the night, because at night it doesn't have that evaporation rate as that it does in the summertime or during the day. So I even have here we go. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, to show you the power of the sun, you go like that.
Wow, isn't it amazing? So
Can't you
fast.
store solar? That's more complicated. Can't
What's
you
that?
store the energy off of that?
You can.
sometime?
Yeah, we just set up a system like those vertical gardens over there. We just set that up at a school. They didn't have any access to power. So what did we do? We bought a big solar panel. I made a YouTube video on this too, not too long ago. We put a solar panel and then we put a little brain to it. It's about that big. And then we put a deep charge battery. And so the solar panel goes into the wire goes into the battery, and then I also had a timer with it, 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. And it's working. I just came from there earlier this morning. They look just as big as mine.
But that would work for over the night then when there's no sun. That
Right.
would be, you could change. Oh, really?
Right. So all it requires is a way to get the water up here. It requires a mechanical way of holding the seed. And now what's interesting is that with the garden tower that I put together over there, I actually didn't use these right here, the rock wool. I actually just put seed inside of here, and it actually sprouted. In fact, the really tall chard over the one where I tore the guts out, all that chard, it's not sitting in rock wool, it's actually just sitting right inside the hydrotons. Yeah. So.
Is it getting the chemical mixture right for the, measuring the nutrients? Is that, how did you come to finding the right amount where you're not overdoing, you're not underdoing?
Okay, who invented this type of growing, water or soilless gardening, aeroponics? NASA. 50 years ago, NASA thought that the world thought that we were going to send people up to Mars and populate the sky. Well, if to do that long term, you're going to need to somehow figure out how to grow food in outer space. Well, there's not being, the soil on Mars is not real conducive to plants. So you have to grow it soilless. And so they came out with this. Have you heard? We've all heard of aerospace, aerodynamic. This is aeroponic gardening. So it's soil or water and air, no soil. So soilless. So NASA actually figured out a lot of the formulations for the perfect ionic minerals. Yeah, and then Disney World, Epcot Center, believe it or not, they actually came out with a lot of good formulations. If you go to the land, they have like about an acre or so of these. Chicago O'Hare Airport has a ton of aeroponic gardens. Yeah, and like I said, I have something like this. Now, if I noticed that the mosquitoes were because mosquitoes don't lay in running water like with ponds and waterfalls, but this is pretty still right here, so I can imagine that somebody may try to get in there mosquito-wise. So I would just probably put little mosquito fish, and they're just like their whole aim in life is just dun 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 dun, like little torpedoes looking for mosquitoes.
Do they live off of anything else?
I'm sorry?
Like what else would they live off of? Just whatever's in the water? Or?
They don't. They're tiny. They're teeny weeny little things. So they don't eat much other than like mosquito larvae and also algae. They love the algae that's in there.
So they'll survive.
I had a bunch of those. I had a little pond in my front, and the raccoons got them.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
First there were 20, then there were 10, then there were none.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mosquito fish.
I know they're little, but they were all gone. They were digging around in there. They tore all the rocks out.
They find everything.
Well, yeah, that's another thing too. So,
Thank you.
yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Okay.
So, yeah. So anyway, but you can feel these. They're really light. They're baked clay. Yeah, they're not much to them. But I get them at the hydroponic shop over in Artesia Boulevard.
What are they made from?
Oh, what's that?
What are these made from again?
Clay.
Just clay.
Clay.
balls.
Baked clay.
Are these still around something close?
No. Oh, no, the one over by you, by Crenshaw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But see, that's why I said this doesn't take a whole lot to do. It's just a pump, fill it with water. And where did I get these? I got these off the internet. Actually, where I got these things here, you can Google it, Amazon.com. Just put vertical garden, and you'll see there's a whole host of these things. This was actually not meant to be used like this, but again, I converted it, reworked it, and so. But what this pump is, I'll show you how these pumps get put together. I have another one right here. So basically, this is how easy it is. So here's what the pump looks like. And it comes with a little bag of goodies. And no need to be afraid of these things. These are just little pieces of plastic. Where's that one? Here we go. Boom. Goes like that. Goes like that. Goes like that. Goes like that. And it goes, one more here. Like that.
No, because Sarah is the most incredibly in every assignment, every aspect of her life.
There we go.
Except Sarah is
Goes like so.
Okay, and I never
There we go.
bothered her about it.
And then this top goes on like that, and then it's, how long did that take? About 30 seconds? Okay, now I'll put this in water. Okay, now I'll put this in the sun.
Let's not
Oh, you
connect.
gotta connect your.
Oh! Done. Glad everybody's here. Okay. So this just goes like so. Boom. Getting all excited. Okay. Boom! Boom.
So cool.
There it is. Yeah. Does anybody want to hold this? I mean, just go like this and then just have the control.
Spray it all over there.
Well, that is cool.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. That is so simple.
It is. It is. It is.
Did you end up controlling the stream in a different way for that one?
Well, yeah. I punched little bigger holes in it. So, yeah. Go ahead. Anybody want to hold this? Look at that. I just took the top off.
I see.
Yeah. Anybody else want to try here?
Doing changing is a hard habit to break. So